we testing this stuff out together, okay? I can't. Oh, you can, because I can hear myself. Okay, so I'm glad you guys are in, right? So as we go try this, we're trying some stuff out. Now I'm trying to see how this shit works. This stuff is complicated. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is complicated. Now I can't see um I can't see the chat. Okay? I can't see the chat for some reason. So we're going to see why I can't see the damn chat, right? Why I can't see this chat. I can see the chat in my phone, but I can't see the chat on the screen. Okay, so, whew, Lord Jesus. Okay, let's see this.
He say, she say, we say, I say, hearing out them points of views when I see it my way. Yes it goes, yes it knows, maybe so's, probably not, shoulds and coulds, do's and don'ts, your woulds and won'ts is how you rock. Politicians and religions, on your house or are you renting? Is you married, is you single, meta interest when you mingle, turn out to be someone you into, so how long before the bed get wrinkled? Children when they tripping, is it time out or do you whip them? Opinions and decisions, hunches, intuitions, may or may not get it, cause people's experience different. Check the prejudice at the door, speak the time, you get the flow, tell the truth if it's sweet or sour, cause the hour we spitting that fire.
Okay, so that was good. How did that intro sound? Was the intro sounding good? Okay, it looks good. Okay, okay. So do I sound okay? Cause I still need to figure out how to put you guys in the chat in here. I don't have you. I'm looking at my phone to see what you guys are saying, but I don't see it on my screen. I don't see it on my screen. You can be louder. I can be louder. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. We gotta find where the volume at on this stuff. Okay. Hold on. This is my daughter. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad you made it there safe. Bye bye. Okay, you guys. So let's see. Volume. Um, you know what? Okay, let me see. It looks like the volume is up. Hold on. Let me put the microphone closer to me. Okay, because that may be the issue. Sometimes you guys can hear me. Now can you hear me better? Can you hear me better now? How that sound? How does this sound? Is the sound better now? Okay, the sound is better. Okay, so what it was the microphone was over there, and sometimes even when the microphone is over there, you guys can hear me. So with this software, they want the microphone to be right where I am. Okay. Okay. So you probably gonna hear a little feedback, and that's me talking to you. Okay. So we gonna test this stuff. Okay. So I don't have the chat. I have to look at my phone, so I have to look down until I figure out how to put the chat in there. Now the other day when I was testing this last week, the chat was in there. I don't understand why it's not showing up on here now. I'm not understanding that. I'm going to have to figure that out. But let's test out. We did the intro, okay? So let's test out some commentary. I'm gonna put the phone on pause. And we're going to do a little bit of commentary, okay? We're going to try this and see how this works, okay? So let's see how this works, okay? So I want to do some comparison and some contrast with the R. Kelly and the Bill Cosby, okay? And so for those of you who been following both stories, right? Bill Cosby and R. Kelly. Now, if you hadn't followed the Bill Cosby situation, when they tried Bill Cosby in 2017, it was a hung jury. He was, let go, okay, found not guilty and everything else. So these crimes and everything was going back for so long as well. And so now all of a sudden, when they tried to convict him, he was let go, right? Whether it was they were deadlocked or whether they was found not guilty, the point is they couldn't convict. Then they decided to try him again with Andrea Constand, okay? And when they tried him again with Andrea Constand, for those of you who don't understand why he was let go, because there's many people out here who don't understand why he was let go. They thinking that he was just let go on a technicality. It was not a technicality on why he was released and his conviction was overturned. It was because his due process was violated. And this is what I have been screaming about our Kelly situation. Now, one of the things that I can't play it because of the court hearing, okay? There was a court hearing, and we seen the court hearing, but we wasn't allowed to play it with the Supreme Court, right? So, but I don't know if Nicole still had it up or whatever, but we were there. And one of the things that they was concerned about was several things. When they did the deposition, he was told that if he does this deposition, he couldn't be tried criminally. So the problem with that was that there was someone after that prosecutor who made that deal with Bill Cosby and his attorneys said, hey, I won't try him. Well, someone, okay, who was his predecessor, right, came in behind him and said, okay, well, that was that prosecutor. That's not me. So I'm going to go ahead and try him. Okay. And then this was the height of the Me Too era, right? This was the height of Me Too. And this is why I advocate for them, because I don't think that the Me Too Time's Up should be in our courts. Okay. I think that it's sad that judges and their wives and everyone has all this influence on one's due process. Okay. Because it's not about what we believe. Okay. It's about what the law is. What the law is. You can think he's guilty all day. You can think Bill Cosby is guilty all day. But what does the law say? So because we know as people, we have been wrong. Okay. Remember. All right. For those of you who remember and believe the story of Jesus Christ, you know that when he marched up Calvary and to his crucifixion, people believed and thought that he was a liar, saying that he was the Messiah. So now all of a sudden, once he was crucified and it was deemed that he was it, then it's like a oops. And you can't oops, right? You can't come back, right? And they try to make you believe that you can because they call it resurrection, right? Because they try to fix what they did wrong. So what I'm saying, and I'm not saying not to believe in Easter. What I'm saying is, when we sit up here and want to believe something, we have to go by facts. I've been saying this for 3 years with the Bill Cosby situation, right? So when the Supreme Court heard the attorneys that was talking about Bill Cosby's situation, they heard thoroughly. They seen what was said, Okay? They have to go through all of that, right? So they seen exactly what was said, what was done. So the prosecutor was saying, well, it's not, hey, he did that. That he testified to his own detriment. That's not our situation. They was like, no. He had legal attorneys, even if he didn't understand, he had legal attorneys that was there that did understand. And I'm sure they gave their client the best advice possible because he paying good money, right? And they had an understanding that he would not be charged. So you have to convince this court why this man was charged and convicted. Now, because you brought about a charge in the Me Too era, every judge seems to want to convict a celebrity to show how tough they is and to add to their resume, okay, how tough they is on crime or believing, taking down a big wig. And during the Me Too times of era, but that's not where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be with the law. And what that judge did, he allowed prior bad acts, right? Prior bad acts, which what they say is prior bad acts. These were people that was not, they hadn't charged. They weren't charged in this situation. So what I'm going to do is, okay, you see that, right? Okay, Bill Cosby. So that's him right there. And what they did was the judge allowed like so many prior bad acts to testify what they say their experience was, right? And these were people who didn't charge or had a crime against them. And it's like their word against theirs because they know that celebrities have come encounter with a lot of women. And it doesn't mean because they come in contact with them that they are guilty. It just means that we know sex, drugs, and rock and roll story, right? And when we say sex, drugs, and rock and roll, that doesn't mean you have to be a rock and roll star. That just means you're a star, right? And they know what comes with that. It comes with drugs and sex, and it all comes in that lifestyle. It's been like that for many years with many people, black or white, okay? And so the court sat up there and the Supreme Court, right? They looked through all of those things and they like, look, this is some garbage, right? So when they went in front of the Supreme Court, the Commonwealth had said, well, yeah, Your Honor, he did this and he did that and so many prior bad acts, and a lot of women don't report their crimes because they're scared and they're this and they're that, and they wasn't really having that, right? Because the reason why they wasn't having that is because we have what's called laws, okay? And the prosecutor always want to bring in experts on why people behave the certain way that they behave. Well, the thing with that is it works sometimes. Most of the time in a defense of, not in a defense of why accusers don't do what they're supposed to do. Because here's the thing. If you are an accuser and you're doing something, right? You're doing something that supposed to say or solidifies why you didn't do something, but you're bringing about a charge and you're on the stand saying that this man right here, Bill Cosby, did something to you, then you have to sit up there and really prove to the court, the Supreme Court, the law, which they're going to uphold it. If you remember what I said in 2019, I said, you know what, it doesn't even matter if Bill Cosby, that's when I showed you 4 weeks ago text messages with me and my friend. She was like, you said that was going to happen. I said that in 2018 and I said it in 2019 and about Bill Cosby. I said it's going to get overturned at the Supreme Court. I said that.
I said that the reason why I said that was because the Supreme Court will uphold the law. It don't matter. That's what their job is, to uphold the law. They're not going to be. See, this is why so many years we had so many people protesting the Supreme Court. Well, the Supreme Court is not going against the law for no one. It don't matter if it's 1,000, 100,000 people out there. It don't matter if it's 1 million people. If you want the laws to change, you got to go to Congress and you got to go to the House and the Capitol, got to go all down there. But the Supreme Court, until they change the bill, the Supreme Court will uphold whatever the bill is, whatever it is. They're not going to have influence on social organizations, okay? Especially if they're seasoned. They're not going to have influence on organizations like Time's Up Me Too. The smaller courts and maybe even the appellate court, but not the Supreme Court. Like, they're like, nope, that's not what the law says. The law says nope. And they're going to do it because that's what the law says. It's the highest court, that you can have. And so they're going to be like, no, no, that's not what the law says. They don't care if you're black. They don't care if you're white. They don't care if you're Indian. They don't care nothing else. If it ain't what the law is, it don't matter. It doesn't matter if it's right, wrong, whatever the law is, that's what they're supposed to uphold. And that's what they did in the Bill Cosby situation, right? So when they did that with the Bill Cosby situation, right? They did that with the Bill Cosby. People were upset, right? They were so upset that the Supreme Court overturned his conviction. I don't understand why they were so upset, why overturn his conviction. If you said you was not going to do this and you turn around and do it, whether you the person that said it or not, it's you still a representative of that office. So if someone take your work and then because they're gone, you decide to go back over it and you want to get some accolades for taking down a celebrity, you're going to go and do something anyway. And then because it's an organization and time has changed and we're now in the Me Too era, your wife out there protesting and you the judge. And that's one of the things that I have a problem with a lot of these judges, especially men. They got a lot of pressure on them or whatever. But one of the things is that keep your wives and your husbands and your family out the courtrooms too. Keep them out of your opinion. Keep them out of your job. Keep them out of it. That's your job. Somebody's life is at stake. And you know what I mean? Whether it's you're for the prosecutor or whether you're for the defense, it's still someone's life. It doesn't matter what side you're on, whether it's for Bill Cosby or for the alleged victims. There are people's lives at stake. So we have families, but if all of us allowed our family to intervene and insert themselves in our jobs, as this judge did when his wife was out there protesting outside the courthouse, how can you say that this man had a fair trial? That's not your place. You can protest because it's your right, but as my wife or as my husband, if I am the judge, whether man or woman, you would have to do that off my court step somewhere else, exercising your rights. And we're not going to discuss this at home. We probably could discuss it in our own private home, but I'm not going to have your opinion intercept what I took an oath to uphold the law, right? Because that seems like that's what the issues are when it comes to this Bill Cosby case, right? So then when it comes to R. Kelly, right? So when it comes to R. Kelly, right here, right? It's kind of the same thing, right? So lately we noticed that they were saying that there was 2 boys and some other people uncharged want to testify as the government told the court. Now, I'm not understanding how the judge is going to rule. But considering Bill Cosby's situation, I don't know. I'm not going to say that she is or not and be looking foolish because I said one thing or another. Contrary to what other people said. You know, people would think because I advocate for men that I said this and said that. I was on somebody's site the other night, and I'm looking in there, and it was the ops, and they were just saying, oh, Spitting this said this on Sylvia's channel, and Spitting didn't say shit. Okay, Spitting just only said was logical. That's basically what I said. And so me advocating for these men, people will put words in your mouth that are not true. So I try to watch what I say out here, but I just would think that if this man just had his conviction overturned, I know exactly what his lawyers are going to do. This man been in jail almost as long as Bill Cosby. Okay? And what? They're going to go to the Supreme Court. Because because the Supreme Court in the Bill Cosby case didn't just overturn because they said they wouldn't convict him in that deposition. It was overturned because he allowed some of them prior bad acts that wasn't charged. That also took precedence on the Supreme Court ruling to just throw out the whole entire conviction. They didn't have to do that. They could have sectioned off what it is that violated him. But instead, because it was done the way it was done, his due process was violated. As I've been screaming for years with R. Kelly, I can't see why not. I can't see why not. Because here's the thing, and I've always told people, it doesn't matter if you for R. Kelly or against R. Kelly. You want his due process to be intact. Because if you're supposed to be against them, you still want his due process to be intact. Because if you did get a conviction or verdict, you wouldn't want it to be overturned or thrown out like Bill Cosby. I've been saying that for 2 or 3 years. You would want that just being black alone. Just being black alone. And a lot of times, we kind of gotten away from that because we got into our feelings. And when we got into our feelings, the first thing we just say, okay, I just feel that he's guilty and I just want him to go to jail because he's just guilty because that's just how it is. That's not how the court and the law works. It's not. You can be wrong about your beliefs, people, believe it or not. We can be wrong about our beliefs. Everybody can be wrong about their beliefs. Let's just follow the law, right? So if we follow the law in this situation, we wouldn't have these issues happening as far as, having to have overturns and things like that. But, so now this prosecution government wants to do the exact same thing they got Bill Cosby overturned. I found that to be interesting. Because Bill Cosby, prior bad acts that took the stand wasn't charged, hadn't had no charges either. There weren't no charges. There wasn't no charges in that, right? There was none at all. So I'm thinking to myself, wow. So then they want experts to get on the stand and say why women don't come forward. Well, that goes back to what I've been saying as well. Like everything that they said, I've been saying these things, people, as well. And I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. I don't need nobody else to do it because I know what I did and I know what I said. Yes, I'm not throwing it in nobody's face. I'm just giving me all of what I know I said and what I deserve myself. I don't have to have nobody else to do it because I know that I said to myself, and I've said out here many times, I said, and I said it not too long ago, I think in a video about a week or two ago, I said, okay, so we have statistics, right? Remember I said something about statistics. We have statistics. And so if you're going to have somebody to take the stand and try to convince jurors on why women don't report abuse by any means, whatever kind of abuse it is, interpersonal abuse, whatever kind of abuse it is. When you do that, you have to challenge statistics on that, right? You have to challenge statistics, and you have to challenge the law. Because if you're going to say a lot of women don't do this, and a lot of women don't do that, a lot of women don't report abuse, and a lot of women don't do this, and a lot of women don't do that, right? This is the same tactic they tried to use in Bill Cosby case, and this was the same tactic they tried to use in the Supreme Court. But they wasn't having it. Because here's what it is. And if you have any common sense, it ain't about what you like, it ain't about who you support. You have to think of it. Just think logically here, whether you're an op or whatever. Well, they can't think logically. All they do is name call. But anyway, if you really thinking about it, you say, okay, well, they have someone on the stand saying why these women didn't, or why these people didn't report it, the abuse, allegedly. And you got experts. But how are you going to challenge statistics? How are you going to challenge those who actually did report? This is why we go on statistics. This is how you know who reported and who didn't report it. Because so many millions have reported it. This is why. So if there are millions, it doesn't matter which one way is greater. If the fact is many did it. Right? So if you have people who have reported rape or some type of sexual assault, and then you get on the stand and say, well, many don't do it, the defense is going to go back and challenge that with many that did it. This is why we have statistics. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? You know what? That's what I'm saying. Okay, hold on. Thank you. Wait a minute. Let me see. Who said that? Thank you, Matriarch. See, Matriarch. Thank you, JP Matriarch. Okay, what about this? Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? Now you don't seem like you're rushing me. I have to. I'm testing out new software, JP. So we're testing, and I'm gonna do commentary as I test to see how it flows. Okay. So this is the only way that you can practice your software, right? I paid a lot of money for the software, and it does so much, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing because I don't have your chat here. And when I tested it, just the intro last week, the chat was there. So I'm not understanding why the chat is not coming up. I'm not understanding that, but I'm going to work on it. I'm going to definitely work on why the chat is not there. Okay, so it's a scratch in my sound. Is there a scratch in my sound? Is it still a scratch in my sound? Yeah, we're testing, people. We're testing. So you got to take, because I don't know how it's looking on your end and on your devices if you don't tell me. Okay, so we're gonna okay. So we're going to be testing like probably all week. Okay. Tonight I'll probably go back on main, but during the day we're going to be testing all week. Okay. So I'm not looking at the thread, but periodically I look at it. So let me get back to commentary. Okay. So where was I at? So yeah, so there's so many people that there's so many people that does report sexual assault. So when you have so many people that do report it, and then you want to bring an expert on to say why they don't, you can't speak for everybody. You can't speak for everybody. Normally, experts, when it comes to stuff like that, is really good on the defense. So that's like saying, why the defense did what they did? Because they have some type of chemical imbalance or something. You know what I mean? But to say an accuser normally don't report it is because they feel this and they feel that. Well, why are they here now then? And why do we have people who did report it? And why did some report it even sooner? You see what I'm saying? Like, because as a juror, that's what I would want to know. You get on there and you say, well, we have a lot of women who are just devastated. I understand that they are. I understand that there are people out there who are ashamed and, don't report their abuse. I understand that. But that's not going to be a defense because there are so many people who do. You see what I'm saying? It's not a defense to the point for me to convict him. It may be a valid point. It may be an understanding point. But is it a point? Is it enough for me to convict? Is it enough for me to be swayed as a juror to convict this man? If I'm not a surface level thinker like I am, who's going to be like, okay, well, there are so many people who do. And then if you didn't, why are you doing it now? And then so that means that every time it's a crime, you can't, because of this is a reason why you don't, only if it's a group of you. I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding. So this is one of the things that we have to sit up there. Thank you guys for coming in and helping me test this software. Thank you so very much. This is one of the things that we have to pay attention to when it comes to this. Now, with R. Kelly, they want to do the same thing. And I'm thinking to myself, they just don't care. They don't care. At this point, it sounds like to me they're not going to care if they get a conviction. It sounds like to me they just want to taint him. Because no matter what happened when Bill Cosby got out, you seen and heard negative stories like this. Let's take a listen.
Other accusers celebrated the verdict outside the court.
I feel like I'm dreaming. Can you pinch me?
Constand, a former Temple University employee, said Cosby drugged and sexually assaulted her in his Pennsylvania home in 2004. Cosby said the interaction was consensual. In 2005, the district attorney at the time, Bruce Castor, who later would go on to be one of President Trump's impeachment attorneys, did not bring charges. Castor testified that there was not enough evidence, but instead he made a verbal agreement not to prosecute Cosby if he would give a deposition in Constand's civil case. That same deposition became the basis for a new DA to charge him 10 years later, days before the statute of limitations expired. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court says prosecutors broke the promise. Tonight, a spokesman for Cosby said this is justice, and justice for Black America. One of the prosecutors from the trial, Kristen Gibbons-Fedden, firing back.
I'm disturbed, I'm distressed that they are again exploiting our thirst for justice in his name.
Stephanie joins us now from outside Bill Cosby's home. Stephanie, has the DA who brought the charges reacted this evening?
Yeah, he has, Lester. Kevin Steele says Cosby was convicted by a jury and then released on a procedural issue. He says he hopes today's decision doesn't deter women who are victims of sexual assault from coming forward.
Okay, so I'm learning too, guys. Just bear with me, okay? I will perfect it in a few weeks. With practice. So now that we seen that, you see how the press gave him just negative press. It was negative. You see how they gave the prosecutor's story, the alleged accuser's story, the alleged victims or whatever, and then they said something about Bill Cosby's publicist or assistant statement, right? Well, they gave them both, but they kind of made it still look negative, right? Because that's what they have the right, that's what they have the power to do, right? So it sounds like to me in R. Kelly's situation, they want him to look negative. It doesn't matter what it is, they want him to look negative. And if they don't get a conviction, they want to damage him so bad that ain't nobody gonna want to touch him. You see what I'm saying? And that's a problem. Because you don't get to just decide I'm guilty and just ruin my career. Because it seems like to me, the press is untouchable, right? And they want to change these laws. Well, I think that if we want to change these laws, because we're not going to never be right in the press, I think that it should be, the First Amendment should be bias-free press. Not the freedom, for the press, where they could just say what they want to say. No, we need a bias-free. We need the word bias-free in there, in that First Amendment. And I think that we need to change that because there's many sides to a story, and we got to get to the bottom of that because we got too many men that are incarcerated falsely. We got too many of them. And so I just wanted to bring that to people right now. We got too many. Okay. So, yeah, a lot of them have an agenda. So, and if you didn't remember, so when they let Cosby out a month ago, right? When they let him out last month, I don't know if you guys paid attention to what Andrew Wyatt said. I did a video about it. He said that when they finna let you out, right? A prison, right? A jail or whatever. They can hold you for anything if you got an open anything, whether it's state, local, whatever, right? Until you pay that fine. They can hold you for a fine. They can hold you for anything. If you had tickets, like if Bill Cosby was finna let out and he owed a speeding ticket, they can hold him until that speeding ticket was paid. You know what I'm saying? They can hold him. You get what I'm saying? You gotta excuse me, guys. I ate popcorn. I got kernel all in my mouth. They can hold him. So let me tell you how dirty the government was when Bill Cosby's verdict was overturned. They not only gave Bill Cosby a fine, they gave his wife a fine too. You know what they gave them a fine for? I know y'all paid attention. If y'all was listening to Andrew Wyatt, what did they give Bill Cosby a fine for? I want you guys to say it in the thread. What did they give Bill Cosby a fine for? What did they give him a fine for? You guys don't know? They gave him a fine for not trimming his shrubs. The day that they was releasing him, they hurried up and threw a fine out there. Oh, he ain't trim his shrubs. That lets you know they're watching your every move. So you ain't trim your shrubs, and I think where he lived, that's $1,000 fine. Right, Bossa Queenie. Right. For not cutting their grass or trimming their shrubs or some stuff. So his publicist had to go hurry up and go down there and just pay the fine. Cause he not finna stay there for no damn $2,000 when he got millions and people talk, oh, he broke now cause his lawyers took all his money. No, he ain't broke. That was chump change, honey. He ain't broke by far. He is not broke. Not broke at all. Yes, home association stuff, Miss Fat. That's exactly what they did. They tried to keep... That's how dirty they is. This is why I tell people they need to be upset about that shit. Like, what the... Like, you plotting. You're plotting. Like, I want to know who the fuck did that. Who did that. So we as citizens, we can be like, we didn't like that. Wasn't that some bitch shit? Bossa. That was some bitch shit right there. Yeah, look, J-Rock, what they did was when they found out he was finna get out, they hurried up. And it take a days, if not a week, for them to process a ticket. So like if I don't cut my shrubs here, you know what I'm saying, they give me a warning or whatever. You don't even get a warning. You know, normally they give you a warning. He didn't even get a warning. No, I didn't, Kim. Let me see. And it's sad. It's sad that this is what is coming to. This is what it's coming to. It's coming to things like this. It's coming to, they're going to find everything they can think of. That's why I said, I hope somebody is working on that. What do Rob have? Minnesota something or some other. I hope they get that squared away. I really do. Because they gonna try to hold him for bullshit. I'm testing new software and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But they helping me though. They gonna help me get there. So I'm just thinking to myself, this is the type of shit that we're going to have to worry about. This is the type of shit that we're going to have to worry about with R. Kelly in this situation. So then they add all these prior bad acts, which they wasn't supposed to add those prior bad acts because they wasn't charged with none of those. That's just their story and theirs. Just like the Supreme Court told her, well, they were talking about, well, he did this and he did that, and he did this and he did that. And what did the Supreme Court justice say to the Commonwealth in the Bill Cosby situation? He said, well, if he did all of that, then why did you need the prior bad acts? Do y'all remember that? 8 months ago, he said that shit. He said, if he did all of this, then why did you need the prior bad acts? Who remember that in that Bill Cosby hearing with the Supreme Court December 1st, 2020? I'm echoing. I'm echoing. Uh-oh. Okay. Am I still echoing? Am I still echoing? Okay. I'm good now. Okay, so am I echoing or no? My volume went down a bit. All right, what about now? Okay, so what about the volume now? Can you hear me now? Good. Okay. Okay, no more. Well, and then too, they probably don't like what I'm saying, because all of a sudden stuff just be messing up. But then again, it's a new software, we learning this. But I'm just saying, I just don't understand how all this stuff can just be brought up. Like, all of a sudden you can just bring up boys. Like, now you go to tech. See, didn't I tell y'all about that LGBT was behind the shit? What's the odds of them bringing up boys in this? That's some LGBT stuff, right? So, didn't I tell you that? See, the problem I don't have with that organization, not gay people, the organization. There's two different things. You got gay people and you got the organization trying to push their agenda. And I'm talking strictly organizations. Me Too, Time's Up, Black Lives Matter, LGBT. I don't like none of them organizations, okay? The organization, all right? Let's get that understood. There's a difference. And that organization who's behind the media put that out here. As I told y'all, Spitfire was the first to tell y'all they was behind that shit. I don't understand why people don't see it now. If you don't see nothing else right now, you ought to have been like, she said that shit. Like, what is the odds of them coming out with some little boys? What is the odd of that? I'm finna come back and acknowledge you guys. Okay. Isha Perkins, what coming? Jabbar, hey, how you doing? Tanya, trial and error. We was sitting up there looking for you the other day doing some translation. Champel, Mr. Young, Bossa Queenie, Miss Fat, yes. J Rock. Alrighty. Troy Carter, hey, how you doing? JP, Jersey girl in the Poconos. Okay, Denzel. Hey, Denzel. I just like the name itself. Because I know I love me some Denzel, baby. I'm telling you. Big L Dog. Yes. Nicole B. Oh, Lady Earth. Okay. Alrighty. Ooh-wee. Tanya. Welcome, I Ride Solo. Okay. That's the way to go, Bossa. Kim Tucker. All right, sweet lady. Bria Z. Carmelie. Infamous Sylvia. Hey. Misfa. Alrighty. Let me see what else. Who else? I want to make sure I don't miss nobody. If I do miss your name, please charge it to the game and not my heart. Okay. Leona Shaw. All right. Little Honey. Everyday Gemini, Tamika Star. And yes, you are a star. Sandra. Heal the land, please. Please. Heal the land. All right. Sweet lady. All right. And Jocelyn Smith. That's the girl right there, Jocelyn Smith. Okay. So my thing is with this R. Kelly situation, I said that. I knew that the LGBT, I said that in 18, 19, 20, 20. I knew it. Guys, I knew that the LGBT was, and see, the one thing I don't like about the organization, again, not the gay people, this is not a gay hate. Every time you think of the LGBT, people think you think of, you hate the gay people. No. Because that's like saying, if you don't like the NAACP, you hate black people. You know what I mean? Or colored people or whatever. And that's not the same. That is not the same. So I want that to be understood. One of the things that I want to talk about in this situation is the fact that they use gay rights to get over on laws that they want to change in their favor, and that's good. But the organization abuses it. Okay, they uses gay people and they for numbers to get these old toxic agendas passed in their favor, and then they turn around and use their own narrative as a weapon. Like all of a sudden to demasculine R. Kelly, calling him gay and he like little boys now, to tarnish his masculinity and to tarnish his image. It was all about girls and nobody heard of boys, and now all of a sudden some boys came up. You know, they use it as a weapon, and I just found that to be offensive. I found that if I was a gay person, I find it offensive. I find it offensive that all of a sudden now he gay. Like, so now you just want to charge him and saying he was messing with little boys and he picked them up. Nobody heard that shit back then. Nobody heard that shit when his first trial. After his first trial, the rumors since his first trial, the last 3 or 4 years since these rumors were starting to come out, resurface again, during the damn docuseries, 2 years after the docuseries, now all of a sudden you want to use the LGBT to weaponize this man's masculinity. I think that is some fucked up shit. Especially if his due process has been violated and civil rights, yes. Oh, yes. And they're going to get a lot of money because that Gerald Griggs. And he down with the NAACP too. That's a lawsuit. I don't know where he get his goddamn license from. He probably got that shit out of the damn Cracker Jack box. Because there ain't no way in the hell he's supposed to be down with some shit like that. To help convict a man of color and violate his due process, it's like they know he's going to get convicted. It's like we spent a lot of money to get this man convicted. Like, I'm not worried about him coming back after me. But here's the thing about that. You do not know the power of God and what he does. You don't know. When you think that you won and people think that it's the Lord's doing, God will show up and show you who's God. You know what I mean? For real, for real. Yeah, Carmelie, that's what I've been saying. I said that shit is crazy. You know what I mean? Oh, when I say that, they get so angry. They get so angry when I said that. When I made that analogy, they get angry. And they got angry when I said, y'all, my chest is, you know what I'm saying? My shoulder hurt. I slept on it wrong. Oh my God, I got a crook like in my neck. Ooh, I slept the wrong way, y'all. I've been saying that. Like, I've been saying, why is it that boys can change their whole, because that's what they want. They want little black boys to be demasculine. They don't want the masculine mandingos. They want them gone. And they're using it as a weapon. Like, that shit, black gay people should be mad that they put some black gay boys in that. Black gay people should be mad. They should be mad. Because you're not going to use us as a mockery to convict someone. As much as they say they've been through being discriminated against, why would you allow the government to use that story when that story clearly wasn't even born until the other day. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. Like, I would tell them, don't put us in that. Don't put us in that. If we didn't, nobody said nothing about little boys ever. Now all of a sudden some little boys. And it's so funny because I was on other sites, right? These were sites that were really against R. Kelly. And they was like, okay, one lady said, okay, I believe them up until they start saying, now he's with little boys. We haven't heard little boys in all this time. Now all of a sudden, we don't have little boys. We hearing about these little boys. And she was like, and it's been 2 years since this man been locked up. I'm starting to believe they're lying. I was like, thank you, sister girl. Thank you. Sister girl was on that other side. She's like, I'm starting to believe they're lying. Like, she went on to say, I wanted, like, I'm paraphrasing, but she was like, I want to believe them, but I'm not for sure now. Because this does not, you don't have to go through all this when somebody is guilty. You don't have to do all of this. That's why I say they overdone it. You don't have to do this. And that girl and everybody in the thread, and I'm telling you, she got like 316 likes, like thumbs up under that comment. So people is starting to see the truth. It's gonna backfire. It's gonna backfire on the government. It's gonna backfire on the court system. It's gonna backfire on that Me Too lady. It's gonna backfire. Like, look, this is the person. Hold on. Let me take myself off the screen for a minute. I don't know if I'm off the screen, but let me take myself off. I may be a little low, but hold on, because I got to look up something. Hold on. I'm learning this, y'all, so bear with me. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay. All right. Okay. Y'all see her? Can y'all see her? Yeah, y'all can see her. Okay, so I'm learning this stuff, right? So this is the woman that is behind the say she's helping little black girls in the neighborhood, right? And she has decided that she was going to help little black girls in the neighborhood, but she was going to turn her back on one particular little black girl in the neighborhood named Jessica Reed to make sure she take down R. Kelly and go with her predator and sit in the same documentary as her predator, Shiloh the God, okay, and who pled to a lesser charge in surviving R. Kelly. Now, I know that in 2019, I tried to get you guys to do a lot of stuff. But when I kicked off this initiative, I'm going to need you guys more than ever. I'm going to need you guys out there like you're panhandling this initiative. It's going to just be, it's not going to be the same as it was when I was trying to get the DocuSigns and signatures, or even, not even, it's going to be a little bit more than even donations. I'm going to need everyone to participate in this initiative when I'm ready to kick it off. But this one lady right here is the cause of all this. And see, what happened with her initiative is that she said she wanted to help little girls in the neighborhood. Well, you didn't start off with that. You went after celebrity men. And it was strategically planned for you to get wealthy first, so you can get all this donation first and go all around these colleges first to push your organization, and you did just that. But the problem with that The problem with that was when Hollywood snatched and took her initiative to convict Harvey Weinstein. This was the only white man that was convicted Me Too. Everybody else was Time's Up. There's a difference between Time's Up and Me Too, but they're the same. And here's why they're different. Time's Up is like in the workplace. We're going to expose you. We're going to sue you. You're going to do, which I don't understand why they did that, because we have sexual harassment laws. We're going to do all these things, right, to make sure that you pay these people, these women, but you still keep your wealth and you can come back a while, which a lot of the men in the Time's Up is starting to make a resurface in the industry. Me Too is convicting men, and they're mostly convicting black men, which is her black initiative, which is what she started. They temporarily hijacked her Me Too to convict Harvey and then threw it back at her once he was convicted. If you paid attention to it, that's exactly what them Caucasian Karens did. They took, Hollywood Karens took her initiative, went after Harvey, said, okay, now you can have your initiative back. Because that's why Natasha was like, they hijacked her initiative. Yeah, hashtag Me Too. They hijacked it, got him convicted, and threw everything else, and then they just went and turned back over to Time's Up. If you don't believe me, go back and follow for the last 3 years. It'll tell you. It's right there. It played off right there. It's right there. I'm going to call. Hold on, you guys. Hello. Yes. So when you get off out of there, then you'll make a right on there, and then if you go down to the first main busy street, and then you make a left, right? You'll make a left right there, and then you can see it from that. Then you got to look for it, but you probably have to go down a ways. They didn't say. I would just go to the right. I would just drive in the right lane to see if you see it, or wherever there's a plaza. If you see a shopping plaza, then you know which way to turn. Right, and make a left. Yeah, I'm on live. Okay. Bye. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. That was my baby. She's sitting up there driving or whatever, and she's far away and she's learning directions. Anyway, so they hijacked her movement, right? They hijacked her movement, and then once they did that, they threw her movement back to her, right? So then when Kwame came out, right, and was going after Charlamagne the God, she made sure she made a surface on mainstream media and said, oh, now we're going to go after mainstream. Right when that happened, she hurried up and pulled her connections to get on there. I want everybody to pay attention to that. That was around mid-May, because it was around my birthday. She did that right when Kwame was getting all this traction on the internet about Jessica Reed. She trying to save face. Okay. Y'all see her? Because this is the person that says she's helping little black girls in the neighborhood, but she ain't did nothing with Jessica. And if I was Jessica Reed, I would not deal with her. I watched her go from working class like us to being worth over 20 million. She was on a radio station, and she had this damn radio host call her grandfather a pedophile. Oh, 15 years older than my grandmother. He was a pedophile. If I was her family, I would slap the shit out of her as soon as she got home. Don't you ever disrespect that this woman was willing to do for her job. I'm not calling my grandfather a pedophile if he was 10 years older than my grandmother, which he wasn't, but I wouldn't. I'm not going to get on there and call him a pedophile for no goddamn organization. You know. Well, his day gonna come, I Ride Solo, when we push this initiative off. Oh, J. Rob, when I push this initiative, trust me, I'm gonna need everybody. I'm gonna need everybody to push it. I want to sit up there and print out some flyers, and I want people to live in that state to go out into parking lots and put it on people's car window shields, and I want it everywhere. I want it on billboards. I'm working on pricing. Okay, we go come together, put our money together. We go put billboards all over the place. Oh, because if mainstream media don't do it, we go do it. We go do it. It's thousands of us. We don't need millions of people. It's thousands of us. If it's 20,000 people and they give $1, that's $20,000 for us to put up billboards where we need them to go. Where we need them to go. Because a billboard is like maybe 30 days or so when you put it up. You see what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. I'm pricing all these billboards. So I'm getting them in certain cities. And then, hey, if people want to, man, woo-wee! Daddy Lolo was just in here. Jocelyn, I think Daddy Lolo. Wasn't Daddy Lolo? Matter of fact, I would tell Daddy Lolo, send me an email, Jocelyn, and I will forward the email over to Daddy Lolo. Send him with your contact or whatever, however you want to get in contact, or him to contact with you. So if you send me the email, I will forward it over to Daddy Lolo for him to contact you. Would that be good for you, babe? Oh, okay. You want to do something else? Oh, donate to his Cash App. Y'all know Daddy Lolo's Cash App. Please put Daddy Lolo's Cash App. And for those of you who know the march in New York, okay, for those of you who are living in the New York area, you know that now that you know the truth about the R. Kelly situation, make sure you participate in the rally, okay? Make sure y'all put the rally information in the chat. Make sure y'all do that. Mods, if you know that information, make sure you put it in the chat. As well as look, and if you guys don't, you can look on my community post. Now, from what I'm understanding, I think there was a change in time. I'm not for sure if there was a change in time. I'm not for sure, but you Raw Status TV. Oh shit, it's KRS-One. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So this is the woman behind all these men being taken down. Okay, the black men going to jail. And when she was asked about the blacks and what she's not doing for the white men, her response was she didn't know it was her job to go after white men. Wait. You said you didn't know it was your job to go after white men. That's what she said. She didn't know it was her job to go after white men. That's what your answer going to be. You're not going to say, I'm not deliberately trying to go after black men. That's not my job. My job is to defend those who have been a victim of sexual assault, regardless of what the color of the person, the predator was. That's not what you said. You said it wasn't your job to go after white men. Well, whose jobs was it? The people over there on Time's Up? See, that's how you let it be known that all this shit was goddamn plotted. This is her. Yep. KRS-One. Yep, she's my public enemy number one. Because I don't like people to just say all my black men that just work their way out of the trenches, that they just all rapists. I ain't feeling that. I ain't feeling that at all. Because there's motive there. People, there's motive there. Money. There's motive. Recognition. There's motive for lies. I just can't do it. Can't do it. I can't do it. Everybody, they wasn't rapists before they was rich. They just that way after they became rich. When women didn't want them because they didn't have no money, they ain't take it. But because they got money, can get anyone they want, now they decide to take it. All right. Yeah, make sure you guys put that in the J-Rock. Let me read y'all what J-Rock said. He said, so it's not her job to go after white men, even if they sexually assault black women. So I guess this bitch said, fuck going back to slavery. Shit, there was a whole lot of that going on. I guess not. I'm looking out the window, y'all. I guess not. I guess not. This don't make no damn sense. Am I echoing now? Am I echoing now? Okay, so what about right now? Am I echoing? Still echoing? Okay, can you hear me now? Am I still echoing? Well, until I perfect this some more, okay, good. Until I perfect this some more, okay, good. So it's like you have to keep adjusting the volume until I find it. We got to make sure that this initiative right here, this woman right here, does not take down any more of our men without due process. We got to kick her out the law. And there's going to be a lot of young men, because she said she's going after regular people. There's a lot of young people who do not have attorneys and now have the money. So we got to get ready to gear up for the Innocence Project and gear up for these attorneys and pay them to help represent these average, everyday people until she is taken down and discredited, basically. Because if she doesn't get that there are innocent people and she ready for people's sons to go to jail, because she keeps saying it doesn't matter if they're men or women. Yeah, well, you know it's going to target more towards women, which means more towards masculine boys and men going to be in jail. So you're saying that it's not helping any, Tarana. You need to come out and say about your initiative. You need to say you have to stop weaponizing the Me Too movement. It's not for weaponizing. All celebrity men, I'm not going to believe, raped you, because I have that. Just believe women. You have to debunk that. And until then, you're going to have people like us on your butt. We're going to be all on your butt. For real. We're going to be all on your butt. Because you got to be accountable for this. You working the hell out of us. All right? So I want to thank you guys. I'm going to come back later on because I'm going to talk about Tough Love. I'm going to rebut Tough Love's what he had to say about he was talking about, I think, loving yourself or something like that, and makeup and stuff. So I'm going to be back about 6 or 7, somewhere up in there. And I'm not going to be on this. I'm going to be on the regular one. I'm going to be on the regular YouTube, okay? I'm going to be on regular YouTube. This is it. I'm within the software now. But I'm going to be on regular YouTube when I talk about Tough Love. So make sure you guys come back in about 2-3 hours. Go get y'all something to eat. Go feed the kids. Go run an errand or two. Do what you got to do, because we're going to come back about 6 or 7. Probably about 7 or whatever. Between 6 and 7. Depends on how fast I do what I have to do. And we're going to do that, okay? And then we're going to come back. All right? Thank y'all for tuning in to Spitting Fire. Thank you for helping me with my software. We're going to come back tomorrow. Earlier during the day is the best time to check out this software, because it's not going to be a lot of people like it was in the chat. You know what I mean? I don't want to try to be practicing software with 200 people in the chat, because at that point, they don't want to test. They want commentary. All right? Thank y'all for listening. This is Spitting Fire. Fire out.